Guys, Artos is here with CasterMuse Star League Season 4 action. We're in the round of 8 right now, and this is a best of 5 between Stork and Action. And if you haven't seen the first 2 games, this is game number 3, I'd definitely go check those out now. Now that being said, right now, it is tied up 1-1. The first game, an amazing back and forth on Polypoid that Action was able to end up winning with Defilers and 3-3 Cracklings. Just some excellent macro play, but Stork played very well also. Game 2 on Shakiras. Sorry, this is game 3 on Shakiras Temple, but game 2 on Raining Bloom. They both just went for fast expansion, and then Action tried a drone drill zergling attack up the ramp, which failed miserably. It was a quick game. It wasn't it wasn't too interesting, I guess. Stork just held it very, very easily, and unfortunately for Action, he drops that map. But now we're on Shakiras Temple, and Shakiras Temple is an awesome new map. It's in the ladder pool right now, and yeah, I like it a lot personally. We have a lot of bases around the edge of the map. There's no bases in the middle or anywhere other than literally on the very edge of the map, and the natural is on the lowest terrain that you have. You have the ramp going down into your natural. It's an easily defendable choke overall. This is some unbuildable terrain, so you have to have something in there. But then it's multiple ramps. As you can see, you go up to a ramp here. There's an expansion on this side, and it's kind of symmetric, right? So both sides. Then you have another ramp going up to the center area. This is the highest terrain throughout the center. And then the ramps go down, another expansion down into your opponent's natural. So yeah, 4-player map. Definitely, I guess the terrain level changes make it really, really interesting, all the different ramps. It definitely can be hard to attack up or down these ramps because they create natural choke points and, of course, the high ground advantage. But overall, I think this is a fantastic 4-player map, and we've seen a lot of interesting games on it, and honestly, it's a fun map to play as well. Now, Stork did open up with a gateway. It looks like he wants to put some Zealot pressure on and probably go into a Nexus from there. And he did get to scout Action first, so that's always really, really good. If you get to scout Zerg first, then you know exactly what's going on. You know if there's a Zergling rush coming or something like that, and you can really change your plans exactly to fit what they're doing. So the first Zealot coming up right now. There is a second one on the way, and it looks like Stork's going to go ahead and throw down his Nexus. Now, this probe is waiting at where the third base generally would be taken in these positions by Zerg. And that can block any drone trying to come in. It looks like Action just going to completely skip that area and take his third hatchery over here. So this is very far away for Action to actually defend. But it might trick Stork a little bit, and it allows him to actually get it up. So if he's going to be able to maintain map control, then this can be a very strong move. But again, don't forget, it's really far away. So it's definitely something that can backfire for Action, as most tricky moves can. Okay, so a couple more Zealots pushing out. The fourth one on the way. We see no gas as of yet. Looks like Stork getting ready to take that. Yep. And now a little push-up from Stork. Let's see what he can get done with this little bit of harassment. 2 more Zealots coming as well. There's only 2 Zerglings out right now. And he's immediately going to run these away. He knows that more drones are on the way. So going to run away from that natural. So he only has some micro in one position. He kills off the probe, but actually loses a drone in there. So far, so good with this Zealot rush. It's causing some lost mining time. He's killing some drones. And look at this, with 3 of them coming up now. He gets another drone instantly. And 3 Zealots against this many Lings. You absolutely win as the Zealots. He goes behind the mineral line. Gonna pop out on this side now. The Zergling's a little bit out of position. Misses an attack there. Stork just slightly. Trying to come out the bottom now. Zergling speed is on the way, as well as a layer at the natural. The next Zealot comes up, and we'll be able to harass that drone as well. We'll see if it ends up getting that kill. No, the drone will get pulled back, so good move. It's 4 Zerglings sent down, just enough to deal with this. So it does force him to run that away. Because Action really does have to micro quite a bit here. Now, during this, he's kept so much pressure on Action that he's just now finished up his forge. He doesn't even have a cannon started as of yet. So Stork is jumping up the tech tree at an unbelievable pace right now. This is really good for Stork. I feel like he has opened this game superior to how Action has. Now, Stork going to push in here. Gets another drone. 4 drones have fallen so far. absolute madness from Stork. He is looking just so strong. Now look at this. He's throwing down a couple cannons. His Stargate is going to be finishing up. Sure, we have the 3 bases. We have the lair. But honestly, this isn't how Action saw this game go, and I promise you that. He's sitting here with these Zerglings trying to, you know, well, I guess he'll deny this scout. That's kind of good. But he's lost way more drones than he wants. He has all these speedlings that aren't doing all that much either. So definitely, I mean, looking at this early game, you got to give Stork the advantage. Now the Spire on the way for Action. +1 for Stork, and I love it. The +1 is going to be in his main base because he was able to be so greedy in the opener. Couple cannons here. Nothing in the wall, though. Just to mention, you never know. If Zerglings run by, you can still be in trouble as Protoss. 3 Zealots walking up this way. Actually, has he seen this base yet? That's a good question. No, oh, no, he's sweeping by. So yeah, maybe he did. And 3 Zealots can deal with 8 Lings, no doubt. Okay, he's gonna move forward. Okay, some more Lings popping out. Oh, he gets the surround on the first one. So if Stork had those together, they do better. But instead, he gets the surround. More Lings come in, surrounds the other 2, quickly cleans that up. But in the meantime, we have the Corsair coming up for the Scout and some harassment. Gets that first Overlord. See some more macro hatches being made. The Spire not yet done, and there is a supply block for Action. So although he's gotten his drone count up pretty well, I think he's going to lose a second Overlord, which is really, really painful. That's going to be like a double supply block. He really, for Action, he needs to get some Scourge out to actually push these Corsairs back. But again, don't forget, Stork ran up the tech tree because he was able to keep so much pressure on Action that Action couldn't counterattack with Zerglings. So he didn't need the Forge, he didn't need the cannons right away. So he could get the Cybernetic Score, he could get the Stargate. And now, the damage being dealt to Action is pretty immense. He does have some Scourge that just popped out, but not at this hatchery. A 3rd Overlord falls. He's going for a 4th right now. 2 Scourge coming over, so maybe he ends up killing one of these. Yeah, he's definitely going to. That's not going to work out, is it? You're not getting home. Sorry, Corsair. And it looks like Stork turns around to get this Overlord as well. Oh, he gets it, and actually beautiful move there. Scourge have a hard time changing direction quickly, so he glitches them out, kills the Overlord, and will run towards home. This one's going to make it home for sure. Oh my god, this one made it as well. The Scourge dying at the last second there. Sometimes you actually do catch them on the run home, but great job from Stork. He keeps both alive. He's killed 4 Overlords or so. He did a lot of harassment early on. Look at this, 44 probes. Let's take a look at what his production is going to be. Okay, Templar Archives is coming up. He's working on +1 armor. Fantastic. He has 2 gates here, adding 2 more. We'll see if he goes up to 7 gates or to 8 gates. That's kind of the question that we're looking at. Notice he did trap a probe behind double pylons here so that he can group his Corsairs more closely together. Already 5. Looks like Action going to clear out some of these Zerglings. So maybe Stork being a bit too forward with those Zealots. Now the Corsair is going to get in on top of these Overlords. Oh my god, they are just plowing through these Overlords right now. Look at this. So much damage. 2 being taken out. 50 of 37 supply. Action being harassed heavily here. I do believe Stork just lost 1 Corsair during that as well. So I think it was worth it for him. Now he's adding some Dark Templars in from these 2 gateways in his natural. Adding a lot of cannons as well. He knows his army size is very, very small. So he's got to be careful about a counter bust here from Action. But getting some DTs out when you have this many Corsairs, definitely a very powerful move. You're really pushing Overlords back heavily. It's hard for Zerg to keep those Overlords into position. Like, even with this many Hydras, look at that. He takes just a bit of hull damage and kills an Overlord so quickly. Another Corsair coming up to join the rest. The DTs just kind of patrolling around the outside of his base, killing off Lings and whatnot. Looking here, we're up to 6 gates right now, getting Psystorm as well. And again, we'll see exactly how many he ends up going up to. Not making any more Corsairs. Feels like 6 is enough. I think he's right about that. If it's like, if they're actually going muta, you probably want more than this. Go up to 10 or 11. But here he's good. Actually kills off those Scourge. And gonna back out for now. He does have the 2 DTs. Sometimes you see people do some crazy moves here where they dive on the overlords and send the DTs into fight, but action too good to fall for something like that. Now, a lot of Zealots coming out with some High Templars. Psystorm is done, so he's going to have about 3 Storms here. And I think what we're going to see from Stork is a dive into the natural. You see all these overlords here. Once the Zealots are fighting the Hydras, the Corsairs sometimes can get a lot of pickoffs on the overlords. Now, we do have a DT coming in from the side, checking things out. Oh, he's going to get out of there. Overlord speed is done. So that one will get caught. I like this idea a lot from Stork. Let's see if this works out. He does morph a couple eggs here. This will catch an attack move from Zealots, as you see. Yeah, look at that. Actually makes quite a difference. Now, here come the High Templars. Throws a Storm down. The Storm's doing all right. This other group coming down, a decent dodge there, but there are a lot of Hydras here. Let's see if those Zealots can get on top of everything. Still attacking the egg quite a bit, unfortunately. Now, the Corsair is going to go to the side, kill off some more Overlords. And a great drone block there as well. Some good micro and macro here that we see from action. And he will clean up basically everything. So even though Stork has done a great job so far this game, I think that attack didn't go as well as he had hoped. I guess these 2 Zealots still alive. He did end up killing a drone here, a few more Hydras, but of course that will get picked off. 39 drones, again, that's pretty solid for 3 base. And now Stork kind of has to remake his army. Let's not forget he was sitting on 6 gates, and you can support 8 on 2 bases, so it might take him a minute to really regain the army that he lost there. All right, the Zealots running in. The Lurkers are there ready and waiting. So the Zealots try to run out, but great micro here from action. You can really see that, putting a ton of extra damage onto these Zealots. You do have that 1 armor, though, as well, which really does help out against the explosive damage of these Hydras. Now, Lurker coming up. This might be the beginning of a Lurker containment. But Stork already on top of things, right? He's making his Dragoons. He's getting Dragoon range. And we see Observers already being produced. Where is that Robo? Oh, there it is. Okay, so he's going to have ranged Dragoons shortly here in about a minute. And he's going to have High Templars as well as Observers. So that's enough that you can push out of Lurker contains generally. Now he's sending up a Psystorm drop with 3 Zealots in it to do some more harassment to the drone line. Oh my god, if he gets a Storm here, it could be a juicy one. Follow this shuttle up. In the meantime, we do have just a little bit of pushing here. Dragoon going to the side. Okay, let's take a look at this Psystorm drop. Great dodge from action. Only losing 2 drones. That could have been so much worse. But he's so quick on that reaction time and those drones being pulled away. Now the 2 Zealots going up. They're going to get what they can. They've already killed a single drone. They're not going to end up getting that much, but maybe they get another one here. All right, a Zealot coming out. Yep, great move. He did a Storm there on that Lurker, so you can send out a Zealot to get that 1 final hit. Oh, but the Hydras come up. He loses 2 Observers there. Don't forget, 2 Observers cost the same as a High Templar. So if you can pick off 2 Observers, it's a very similar type of feeling as far as the economy goes. Very painful there for Stork. He needs to break out of here pretty soon. Unfortunately for him, this is like a single lane. You might even consider like killing off your gateway to be able to actually push out, because it's so hard to go single file against anything in Brood War. Now, a lot of Dragoons have been made. He's actually added quite a few gates. Looks like we are up to 9. So 9 gates. Okay. Well, I mean, he was behind on his macro a little bit, so I guess he can support that for now. Some Hydras coming down the center. Gonna find a few Zealots that he had waiting off to the side. Those might have been a flanking force or a counterattack force for later on. But this is the scary thing that I'm seeing right now. Look at Action's army. He is sending a huge amount of units down that map. Now, we do have a group of Hydras sitting here. This could be intentional to catch any, like, drops coming out, but I think it could have been a mistake there as well. All right, spreading some of these Lurkers. He has killed his own gateway now, as suggested. The Observer, one of them gets picked off. Some good Storms going down, but notice, these are just small fractions of Action's army. He's trying to bait out Storms. He's trying to pick off Observers. He's trying to gain some value there. The rest of his army waiting in groups around the map. More and more Hydras and Lurkers being produced absolutely everywhere. Now, Stork going to start coming out from the side. Only a single Overlord left. It is worthwhile to target these down so that you can actually get your observers to see the lurkers without dying to those Hydras. But of course, so many Overlords coming out, generally that's not going to be a very doable thing. Now, Stork has sent his probe out to take his third Nexus. All the bases on this map are gas bases, so that will definitely be very good for a Protoss player like Stork. He's got 2-1 upgrades. Action now on 2-0, so slightly better upgrades for Stork. Now, let's see this. Coming up into the middle. A huge spread of units. Some Hydras coming in from the side. Lurkers being pulled back right now. This is a lot of Dragoons and Psystorms. He can't lose these observers, though. Let's see if they end up going on. No, it was on attack move. He loses all of his observers. Even a couple Lurkers can pose huge problems in a situation like this. Now the Dragoons fighting. A storm goes down. He needs more than that, though. Stork. Oh, this fight turned from decent to bad for Stork, and now you can see the supply of action catching up to what Stork has. He doesn't even have a Psystorm there. Looks like he's gonna have one here soon and one here soon, but his Dragoons getting absolutely massacred by these Hydralisks, losing just about everything. I tell you, Stork had a great early game, but that Lurker containment and just a little bit of army sloppiness here really allowed action to macro out of it and get into this now winning position. He's pushing down towards his third. If he can cancel this, it's over. And Stork knows that he can't stop it. GG. Action goes up 2-1.